the fact that it's one of those full dice tray deck boxes, the deck is taller than it. So you play Battle, it's the one time I played it, I brought one of those small paper white short boxes to carry. Like, how do you know, I don't even think there's a deck box for it normally.
Well, the great thing about Battlewits, too, is you see Schauf starting with a fetch land.
What's that going to do? Inquisition of Kozilek sees Anger of the Gods, Explorer, Tireless Tracker, Godless Shrine, looks like we have a fetch land, and then we have a Snow-Covered Swamp. So, among the features of Scott's deck, he has 10 Snow-Covered Basics,
a Boreal Shelf,
2 Snow Duels,
a Frost Marsh. I'm looking for a Mouth of Ronam. I don't think we're going to get that one.
So it's actually his Into the Norths, because he has 4 of those as well. Just fine mana. I was expecting a bit of scrying sheets or something, but I guess not.
I mean,
no.
Scrying sheets on your 15 cards.
That's terrible.
250
Mouth of Ronam, maybe.
Right. Mouth of Ronam is one of my favorite cards. And look at this. Players working together to shuffle that deck. The camaraderie in this game. It's a beautiful thing.
It's not the only Cold Snap cards. He's also got a Panglacial Worm in here in case we start shuffling.
Well, his deck is like 73 shuffle effects, so that worm, we might see that come into play here.
All right. Rampant Growth, the draw for Scott.
Perfect. Shuffle that bad boy up again.
Oh, gosh. There we go. Rampant Growth, yeah. Scott takes 2. Now he's going to have to help him shuffle again. This is what a nightmare. So he doesn't. There we go. There's Snow-Covered Island. So all 5 colors did it. And we're set up next turn for Tireless Tracker plus Fetch, which makes me think, yeah, Jeff's going to go ahead and Inquisition away that Tracker.
Anger of the Gods not terribly effective against Jeff's deck.
No.
No real concern on that one.
I know Scott's playing off the top.
And it is notable that Assassin's Trophy matters a lot in this matchup. Battle of Wits is a permanent.
Yeah.
Trophy can destroy it.
You know when we were talking about when Trophy got printed, one of the concerns with Trophy and Field of Ruin is that you'd run your opponent out of basics?
Yeah.
I just want to let's discuss that line in this matchup.
4, 6, 9, 10, 15, 19 basic lands in this 5-color deck.
All right. I don't think it's going to work.
The really cool thing about Assassin's Trophy is Scott gives to give this one another shuffle if that one comes into play.
Oh, I hope so. I hope we shuffle this every turn.
Taking draw steps has to be pretty exciting with this deck. There's so many things you can draw. There's a Snapcaster Mage. That could be another Rampant Growth. I would just
I mean, why wouldn't it? What are you waiting for it to be? Here's Snapcaster and flashing back there. Rampant Growth.
I know he's going for Explore. I like this. Don't have to shuffle when you do that one.
Nice.
But there's a fetch land, so forget about that value.
Snapcaster Mage is a 4 up in the deck. Actually, this deck's mostly 4s.
Yeah, it's 4s, and then it does have a big Bring to Light package.
Right. 3 Bring to Light, 3 Wargate, 4 Glittering Wish, and then his sideboard is 15 gold cards. Actual 15.
Yeah, the Glittering Wishes let you get the 4th Bring to Light or the 4th Wargate, as well as a bunch of other nonsense.
Scavenging Ooze for Jeff. Leaves up a green mana.
And now Jeff shuffling.
Teleria West was put into play for Scott Schauf. So let's look at some of the lines. He didn't actually have double blue. Well, he might have with the fetch land. If he transmutes, he has a 1-of Summoner's Pact.
He's got a Slaughter Pact.
Yeah, a Slaughter Pact, a Summoner's Pact. I don't think there's any other... Oh, he does have 2 Valkuts because he has Scape Shift as a win here.
Oh, yeah.
He's got 4 Scape Shifts, so he can win that way.
He has 1 Prismatic Omen, which you can drum up with those Wargates. Also, nice. You can Idyllic Tutor for it. This is a 4 Idyllic Tutor deck. Powerful magic card.
I'm trying to think what the... Does he have a Primeval Titan for that Summoner's Pact?
Yes, 4.
4, of course.
What a
And
deck.
he's going to cast Gifts Ungiven end step here.
There is an Unburial Rites package.
Yeah. Yeah, you can Unburial Rites a Titan or an Elishnorn or an Iona. All right, so he seems to just be maxed out on one-card combos.
Big fan.
I mean, don't have to sell me on playing Primeval Titan or
it's a
cards that win.
combination of just like haymakers, cards that give you more mana in some combos. There's 4 Teferi Hero of Dominaria in the deck.
Yeah, I mean, that's like basically a one-card combo, right?
I might be inclined to put that one in my Wish sideboard.
Yeah, so Tassiger was tapped out there for Jeff. See what Scott wants to get. I'm interested in what he does here. Honestly, Ryan, I wouldn't mind Primeval Titan with
Yeah, it outsizes everything and helps set you up for this Valakut package.
Like, you can unbury, like, even something really strange where it's just like I get 4 I wins. Something like Scape Shift, Battle of Wits, Primeval Titan, and Bring to Light.
Yeah, that's a good spread.
Something like, I don't know if I think he might Gifts for 4 versus 2.
I'm sure that he has like a 12-page document of gifts piles for this
Oh,
deck.
yeah.
I'm wondering what you can do.
Yeah, a lot of times we see people Gifts for 2, but I think he might have 4 I wins. No, he's just going to do 2. He's going to do Iona Unburial
He's
Rites.
playing against just green-black. I mean, naming black seems real powerful in this matchup.
Yeah, that's probably, I guess that's safer than something like the 4 cards I'd mentioned.
Don't have to go to the trouble of resolving a Scape Shift or a Primeval Titan trigger.
I was thinking Battle of Wits. I was thinking Scape Shift, Battle of Wits, Bring to Light. And I guess I didn't have the 4th, because all those, like, if you play Battle of Wits, then Assassin's Trophy beats you.
Yep.
The other 2 are safe, right? You'd have to bin the Bring to Light and the Scape Shift, because Jeff's at 18.
Yeah, you really just need a 3rd, whereas the Primeval Titan is good, but it's not a win on its own.
Right.
Some conversation about shuffling. I'm sure that Scott's going to get a lot of that this weekend. So one thing I was wondering about when we were talking about Talaria West, and I just pieced it together, frequently when you have a T-West package, Engineered Explosives is there. Scott can't do that. He has a Madcap Experiment Platinum Empyrean strategy.
Right.
And he can't afford to take 70 damage if he flips over Engineered Explosives instead of Empyrean.
Right. Those are his only artifacts.
Yep.
Yeah, that does change what you can Talaria West for. He has a Bazooka Bog. He does have 1 Simic Growth Chamber for his Talaria West in case he wants to get with Primeval Titan.
Ooh.
I want to play this deck. There's so many lines.
Yeah, I'd consider queuing this up on Magic Online, but I even
on lines. Yeah, this is horrible.
Just watching him shuffle this is a lot. I'm going to see if Scott has a paper bag, because that really is the best solution I think anyone's ever thought of.
It's really the only practical solution.
Right.
And then when you draw it, you can say things like, what's in the bag?
You could get one of those bingo tumblers, just rattle that up and pull a card out. Doesn't really matter if your opponent sees the cards, right?
All right, here is Unburial Rites on Iona. I'm assuming this is going to name black. And land 7 here for Scott. Back over to Jeff. He's got a land. Yeah. Tireless Tracker. Okay. How does he get out of this? Can he get out of this? Can he deal with the 7/7?
Well, having a green mana up with that Scavenging Ooze would have been ideal.
Right.
Missed that window. For green spells he can cast, there's more Tarmogoyfs, more Tireless Trackers, more Scavenging Oozes.
Well, Jeff has a large enough board here, actually, that Scott can't attack with Iona just yet.
That's true. So, theoretically, Jeff can just go wide enough if he draws a bunch of green creatures. The Tireless Tracker will help with that effort.
Yeah. He'll attack, though. Iona hits in for 7. Jeff down to 11. Maybe Scott's drawn something. Fatal Push.
He's been hanging on to that Anger of the Gods for a while.
Yeah, I almost I wanted to see him anger there, actually, Ryan. Get rid of that tracker while he can. Didn't seem bad to me.
It hit the tracker and the ooze. Be kind of a big deal.
Fatal push on Jeff's side in his hand. That has a target. He's going to Field of Ruin the Stomping Ground.
Oh, yes. More shuffling.
Over in Legacy, Scott's teammate Joseph Eckert gets our first game win with Golgari Depths.
Scott's going to take this opportunity to crack those fetch lands while he's in the deck. I was kind of wondering if he wanted to do that in this game at all.
Yeah, those life points matter, don't they?
Yeah, the way he loses from here involves Jeff just attacking with a bunch of stuff. He's had that Treetop Village hanging out in the mana base. It has a fairly wide battlefield as well.
I do, on the board, Ryan, I actually think Jeff has this at the moment, which feels off. With that Gifts Ungiven, it felt to me like Scott should be able to turn that into a win. I don't know that Unburial Rights Iona was the correct line.
Right.
I don't have a comment what the correct one is. There's a lot of them here. But what I know is that this one's, I don't think this wins.
Right. It was a position where he wanted to find something that was proactive in some way. Just because he has these 4 Wrath of God piles, right, that you end up with,
Yeah, he could sweep the board.
But then what are you doing from there? You're facing down Treetop Village, and your last card is Anger of the Gods.
I guess he didn't have the 7th land when he cast Gifts. So in that regard, maybe he can't get the Bring to Light and Scapeshift, or if he does, he's playing off the top of the deck, which maybe is a little more randomness than he would like in that situation.
Right.
You could put a land in with them, and then you get the land, or if you go land, Bring to Light, Scapeshift, land 7, Bring to Light, Scapeshift, and then whatever fourth.
Glittering Wish is the
other
one.
Yeah. Wait, that would actually just be lethal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's a combination of things that all result in Scapeshift.
Yeah.
I assume we have a good mix of mountains. Yeah, he has it separated here. 4 Cinderglade, 4 Sheltered Thicket, 4 Stomping Ground, 4 Steam Vents. Plenty of mountains available. 2 Valakuts as well.
So for Jeff's side, we're going to go to work. He's swinging in. Snapcaster Mage blocks. He takes some damage. We'll look at what we're at now. It's going to be a low number. Yeah, Scott's down to 3. Yeah, Jeff can't cast any of those removal spells, but he sure can attack.
Yeah, the combination of not casting the Anger last turn and attacking with the Iona, it looks like Scott is out of this one.
Well, he didn't cast the Anger this turn, which I don't understand here. Doesn't he? I think he needed to in order to not be dead.
Well, now he just doesn't have the double red. Misfetched.
Oh, right.
He was tagged by that Field of Ruin, just didn't end up with red sources there.
Yeah, I think he'd have died to this Treetop Village anyway, but a full swing by Jeff, there's not enough removal in Scott's hand, and Hoogland's going to take game 1. Yeah, and there come the cards. So for Golgari mid-range, Jeff Hoogland manages his way past a Battle of Wits. It's one of the things that Jund, Golgari, Abzan does real well is it always presents a clock in the face of decks that it can't manage.
Yeah, generally the less refined your opponent's deck is, the more that they're casting a bunch of weird 4 and 5 mana spells, a better shot that the Golgari mid-range deck or the Jund deck's going to have.
Right, when you register a 250 card deck, some of your cards will be less powerful.
Yes.
And Golgari, they don't play bad cards.
Hoogland's, sometimes he shows up with 62 cards, but he has a nice streamlined 60-card deck this week. His draw steps are generally going to be live in the overwhelming majority of situations.
So on the sideboards, Scott's sideboard probably doesn't come into play because this is a wish board.
Right.
All of it is a wish board. I think we were looking at 15 gold cards.
Yep. Yeah, 15 gold cards. You don't relevantly increase your odds. You actually make yourself less likely to produce them because you have 4 Glittering Wish in your main deck when you board them in. So he's kind of resigned himself to leaving in these 4 Fatal Push, but your odds of drawing them are pretty low, so whatever. I think this is a totally reasonable approach.
I mean, in theory, there's probably some cards in his main deck that are just terrible, and maybe he could board some out. Does it matter? The probabilities are changing here are really small.
Right. I'm sure he has a better idea. He has like a main deck Stony Silence, a main deck Rest in Peace.
All right.
He has stuff that he would like to board out in some capacity.
So Guilds of Ravnica is now live, which means if you want to get some of these cards this weekend, you can order Guilds of Ravnica. It's available in the store at StarCityGames.com for order today. We have singles and foils available as well. You can check out our inventory with cases, bundles, all sorts of things. StarCityGames.com/GRN. Guilds of Ravnica.
Been playing a good amount of Guilds of Ravnica sealed deck after really not playing limited for a while. Love this set.
So Jeff's side, he's playing a mid-range deck, so we're just going to look to replace. It looks like a matchup where we're going to look to replace some removal spells.
Yes. Yeah, this is going to be about a lot of non-creature things. So for Jeff, he has 2 Duress, 2 Languish, 2 Damping Spheres, 2 Surgical Extraction, 2 Nihil Spellbomb. I don't want to search that.
I don't want a surgical extraction. He's got like 10 ways, but I got your battle. How are you going to win now?
Right. 2 Nymphs of Vital Forest, a Dismember, a Collective Brutality, and a Maelstrom Pulse. The 2 Duresses are the best finds here. The Maelstrom Pulse is good against enough of the other stuff. Collective Brutality is probably fine. You can expect some sweepers, as he at least saw Anger of Gods in the first game, and mana that can cast Wrath of God. He saw Gifts Ungiven, so that stuff's all hit.
So, Ryan, the first time I ever played Battle of Wits was actually around original Ravnica. And I remember I sleeved it up for a local event, went over my F&M, and in the first round, my opponent sat down across me and just looks at me, and I take my deck out, and he says, "You have got to be kidding me." And on turn 2, he cast Glimpse the Unthinkable on me. And he was just like, we both just started laughing.
He just got to get you down to 199. That's it. That's it.
He said he believed it was physically impossible for him to win the matchup.
I wonder if that might not be true anymore with that new enchantment from Hour of Devastation, I think. It checks the number of cards you were already milled. Anyway.
We see Colony Heart Expedition taken by Jeff. That is a 2-for-1, so that makes sense. Other cards, we have Farseek, Into the North, Bring to Light, Night of Autumn. That's a new card out of Guilds of Ravnica. And then some lands. And the lands, I presume, with this Into North, make all the colors. We'll see. If he gets the snow-covered plains, then we're good.
Yeah, he has, this 5 set of all the snow-colored basics, more, less of different versions, and then the 2, the Boreal Shelf and the Frost Marsh if he wants non-basics.
He actually forgoes white mana to make double blue here. Wonder what double blue card we could be looking for. Maybe there's a good one.
Also in the mix for Jace the Mind Sculptor, you may as well just play some good ones.
You need to play all the one-card combos.
Right. That's a quite powerful one-card combo.
Yeah, I cast Jace, and then it combos with the cards in my deck.
Right. I get to draw more of them.
Yeah.
Then I get to shuffle 2 of them away.
Jeff makes turn 2 Scavenge Goose. Scott is still shuffling. Game 1 goes to Chris VanMeter. Celestia Tokens taking down Jeskai Control. If not this round, I hope to get a look at that one at some point. That's a very new deck.
Yes. Yeah, these are 2 decks that we've seen discussed a little bit on StarCityGames.com. It'd be cool to see them in action. I'm sure we'll see a lot of new standard decks this weekend.
I love how Scott presents. He puts these cards up deck and just slowly scoots it over toward Hoogland. I am presenting the deck now.
I would want some kind of deck holder or something to set that in. Sometimes you bump the second card in your deck. That tower, I would be concerned about the structural integrity.
Farseek from Scott. He does have a Noble Hierarch in his hand.
Look at the patience.
No. Just crack. If you're going to cast hard, just crack the fetch. Don't make Jeff cut and then crack for green, please. Oh, my goodness.
The patience from Scott Schauf.
I can't let him know that I'm about to go back in the deck. I know he's tapped out on turn 2.
Listen, this is how we do it on Magic Online.
Oh my gosh.
This is how we're doing it in paper.
It's okay. If we're not casting the Noble Hierarch, I'm in.
This is the correct play.
Stop it. It's to say he's tapped out. It doesn't matter. He can on 7 lands, not 7 mana, 7 lands, he can bring to light for Scape Shift. Yeah, it looks like he's just not going to cast the Hierarch. Hissing Quagmire and 2 damage from Hoogland. See if he's got a follow-up. Looks like we do in Nihil Spellbomb. Sure.
Yep, 2 of those on this sideboard. That turns off this Unburial Rites plan with the Gifts on Given that Scott has.
I mean, the fact that Scott just could go land 6, land 7 into Scape Shift seems pretty threatening.
Right.
Looks like he drew Teferi for the turn.
That's a strong card. Decks with far fewer than 250 cards play that one.
I actually feel like this is a pretty good matchup for Battle of Wits, as odd as that is to say. I mean, a deck that's full of 2-mana ramp cards and 1-card combos is, as someone who plays a lot of Scape Shift, I generally like my black-green matchups.
Right, and even if you're just talking about these Farseek elements, these rampant growth effects, the last time that we saw a Jund deck popularized in Standard, when Farseek was legal, that was the most important card in that matchup. So even if you were just casting the same cards faster, it's a strong advantage just to pull ahead on mana. And Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, is more powerful than any card in Jeff's deck, just on a card-per-card basis.
Jund tends to be weak to the top of people top-decking 6-drops, 5-drops, and this deck does that a ton.
And then, as you were saying, if we start doing the Valakut things, Primeval Titan, that's an even bigger problem for Jeff. But this alone is already a huge deal.
Yeah, here is Teferi. And I assume we're going to see a plus on it. And just says go. Untaps 2 lands does not hit land 6, which with that Bring to Light is a punish. We'll see whether or not Jeff can get this Teferi off the board. He chooses not to cycle. He does cycle away the Nihil Spellbomb.
Yeah, so Jeff, he's 4 copies of Assassin's Trophy. There's the Maelstrom Pulse out of the sideboard.
And Ooze swinging for 2. Looks like Scott's going to get to untap with the Teferi. Actually, going to go ahead and Assassin's Trophy that Ooze. Keeps Teferi at a very healthy 5. With Teferi not being lethaled by that attack, I don't... do you feel like that Assassin's Trophy was aggressive?
It's an aggressive use. That said, Hoogland's permanents are all pretty interchangeable. If you're going to use the trophy on something, it's probably going to be a green creature.
Okay.
So you may as well just use it. Not casting it makes a lot of sense to me. I think you can wait.
So I need to stand corrected here on the duress. I've been calling you to Bring to Light. Scott did not. He had another Assassin's Trophy. His hand is actually just Knight of Autumn Noble Hierarch. That, however, that he drew is a Bring to Light. So perfect the whole time. Just kidding.
Before that, I was thinking maybe we'll see the Knight of Autumn destroy that clue token. It's not particularly effective in this matchup.
Plus from Teferi draws land 6. Was that Glittering Wish? No, I would keep it. There are all these gold cards. But Glittering Wish can get Bring to Light. So here's land 6. He'll shock for it. And if he's shocking, casting Noble Hierarch, what are we... And then Knight of Autumn. And he can't make Glittering Wish yet this turn, so... Let's look at the wish board, though. What are we looking at? That might matter here.
Right. I mean, he's just so far ahead. He has access to a Supreme Verdict on his wish board if things get out of hand. Keranos, God of Storms, is pretty powerful in the matchup. There's nothing that's really backbreaking. I imagine that he's largely going to be looking at wishing for Bring to Light and or War Gates, just closing the game with that Valakut plan in this matchup.
Yeah, there's land 7 from Scott. So he has 4 mountains in play. He can, I believe, I have to check the mana. The question is, can he Bring to Light, can he Glittering Wish Bring to Light for Scape Shift this turn and kill to win? We have 4 mountains in play. Here's Glittering Wish.
Yeah, he still has black, green, blue, red up. That's 4 different colors. Ton of mountains in the deck.
Yeah, is there enough? So he's going to get Wargate with Glittering Wish. So I don't know if he actually had enough. Disintegrate, Shelter, Thicket, Stomping on. Yeah, I'm a little surprised we didn't just go for a win. He's going to cast Madcap Experiment, though.
Yeah, the deck has just a lot of powerful options. I am inclined to agree. It did kind of look like Bring to Life would have been lethal there. Get up to 7 mana. Go drum up Valakut and 6 mountains. That's 18 damage.
Yeah, I was looking at that. This will probably work. Wargate can get a lot of good things. It can get Battle of Wits at some point. Here we see Platinum Empyrean.
I mean, you registered Battle of Wits, right? That's the deck he's trying to play.
Right. Here's a lot of cards. If you want to see what's in his list, just keep watching.
Yeah. This is why we don't have engineered explosives.
Yep. They're in here. 8/8's in here. It's in here. Hold on.
Somewhere there is at least one copy of Platinum Empyrean.
This is nice. I don't know, really. He's playing 2.
Yes.
In case he draws one. Now the cards are
no.
spilling over. There's too many. Noble Hierarch, run. It's a landslide.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Oh, no. Now it's going to crush it.
Is anybody counting?
It's going to crush it. Noble Hierarch. Watch out, dude.
132.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
137. 140.
Oh, this board state. There we go.
All right, 144 cards out.
I'm glad someone came in and rescued that 0-1. Oh, no. Oh, gosh.
Oh, God.
Oh, the tireless trackers, too.
Oh, no. Make sure those are facing the same direction.
Oh, God. No.
Let's get this cleaned up. Judge.
They started rotating. Oh, Jeff, don't do it. It's just making it worse.
Can I review the cards that you revealed to Madcap Experiment before you shuffle, please?
Oh, no.
I would like to review the cards you revealed.
Okay, wait. Here we go. I think they're all in the right direction. Oh, gosh. Oh, that one looks like it could be going the other way. That's a different Teferi. Okay. Back into the deck.
This is the best.
Wait, where'd the Empyrean go? Please, if we shuffle the okay, there we go. Okay, okay.
That'd be great.
If the Empyrean was just back in that pile.
Oh, I got a bingo square.
For what? For what? Player mills 100+ cards.
No, I didn't get it one. There it is. There was a Knight of Autumn for a 4/3. I was thinking I might have imagined it, but there it is. It was bumped to the side by that avalanche of card.
Cards go shuffle, go back on the bottom. Well, that was fun. Jeff has a lot of clues.
Uh-huh.
He's just going to Assassin's Trophy it, too. That's the worst part. You know?
I mean, he's still very likely to lose to the Teferi. He's going to need a couple trophies.
Yeah, he's got looks like a Maelstrom Pulse in hand. I mean, I guess you don't have to pulse the Empyrean just yet. Right? That can wait.
Yeah.
Cracks a clue. Liliana of the Veil was picked up.
Okay. There's a couple creatures to work through on the Liliana of the Veil versus Platinum Empyrean front.
You know that your opponent got Wargate. So that is... I mean, you assume he's going to get something crazy good with it, right?
It could be anything.
It's a sorcery, so your Maelstrom Pulse should be good. You know, Wargating for Battle Wits isn't going to get you right away.
Yep.
Got some big tireless trackers. Jeff draws another card, draws Inquisition of Kozilek. That is Wargate.
That is a fine draw.
Yeah, all about that. And that takes the Wargate. And I think Jeff may have the board managed pretty well here. He's going to have to fade another turn of Teferi, but says go.
Well, from here, Scott does have a lot of cards that just end the game. First draw was a Godless Shrine. That's not one of them.
Yeah, he's going to draw with Teferi, and that's another land. And Scott's missed out. Jeff draws another off his tireless trackers. They now become 7/6s. Heck, you might just attack through the Platinum Empyrean.
Well, to get the Teferi down anyway.
Yeah.
They would not
I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah.
You don't have to pulse the Teferi at this point.
Yes.
Oh, I guess actually probably. No. You don't want Scott double chump. I don't know. Maybe not.
He has mana now. He can crack one clue that makes him lethal on the 8 loyalty Teferi. Use the Maelstrom Pulse on the Platinum Empyrean, and then you can Liliana of the Veil, edict one of these blockers away, jam in if you're playing as if Scott has nothing. It would work. We know that Scott has 2 lands in hand. Unclear what Jeff knows about. He doesn't know either of the 2 cards that Scott has.
Draws into Nile Spellbomb. If he double attacks Teferi with these 8s, then Scott might, like if Scott double chump blocks, Jeff can then say, okay, Liliana Pulse go.
Sure.
And then the whole board's gone. He'll just pulse away the Teferi, keep things safe. Means that he has to find an answer to the Empyrean. It's not there yet. That's fine.
Right.
And these trackers aren't... He's going to be drawing so many cards per turn.
Over time, the Liliana does become an answer to the Empyrean just because Scott has no good attacks.
Right.
So he can just block with the tireless trackers. Eventually, the Liliana goes down, up, down, and it will catch the Empyrean on its own.
The worry is that Jeff is still dying to top deck scape shifts here. So, he can't... He needs to get his attacking going as soon as possible.
Right.
Which, granted, once he removes these blockers, these trackers are huge.
Mm-hmm. And on the previous turn, he did have access to that Pulse Liliana line. Given the 2 unknowns in Scott's hand, I think it makes a lot of sense to play it the way that Jeff did.
Yeah. Tracker's up to 10 power. Draws another Liliana. 2 Lilies, Tarmogoyf, 2 lands, and let's get to work. Here's a Liliana. Does 4 more mana left. He'll -2. Noble Hierarch is gone.
Don't mind just casting the second Liliana straight away, though. You can just sit back.
Look like he's going to crack another clue, make those trackers go even higher. Draws Collective Brutality. It's a bit of a missed opportunity there on sequencing, I guess. That could hit the Hierarch.
Right.
He'll pass. Scott, this may be his last turn to draw a win. Right on the untap, we have Pulse Liliana, and I believe a Lethal Swing.
Oh, yeah, these trackers are gigantic. 11 power as it is with 3 clues hanging out. I mean, we're almost at the point with just 1 more clue. They're both just lethal on their own, and the spell that Scott drew, I believe, was Into the North.
Yeah. Here's another Night of Autumn. Jeff keeps drawing cards. Trackers are now up to 12. They are both lethal. As soon as he gets rid of that Empyrean, he is good to go. 2 more clues. Liliana will plus. Right now, Jeff cannot remove the Empyrean. He will duress, however, if he sees a land. Now he'll go looking for a way to close the game here. Draws a land. That doesn't play. He doesn't want to play his next Liliana because I think he wants to -2 this one and then play another one.
Right. That's the fastest way to get it done.
Field of Ruin picked up. A lot of cards for Jeff, but no win just yet. So more clues. More lands.
Yeah, he's getting pretty flooded here. With the way that this shook out, not really drawing more removal spells. Missed opportunity with the Brutality on the Hierarch with the cracking of the clue after using the Liliana. By the way, he's going to give Scott at least 1 more draw step here.
Slaughter Game's the pickup for Scott. That's yeah.
Mm.
It's a 1-of in the deck.
Not really a matchup where, well, what can you even name? Tarmogoyf?
Well, you might name some hard removal, right?
Sure.
Assassin's Trophy. That's what I'd name.
It's a totally reasonable name.
He probably plays a lot of those, and it hits my Empyrean.
Yeah.
We'll see what Scott named. He named Maelstrom Pulse.
Okay. I mean, I would expect lower amounts of that than Assassin's Trophy, but...
Yeah, that would be my thought, too.
He hasn't been... Has he been trophied yet in the match?
He was game 1.
Okay, he did see 1. I would certainly expect a heavy volume anyway.
Or no, he wasn't even, was he? That was Field of Ruin, the guy from the basic.
Yeah.
Maybe he hasn't been trophied.
I didn't think he had been trophied.
Now, Jeff, a lot of lands, a lot of card draw. So he is looking for Assassin's Trophy. I guess at this point, even if Fatal Pushes are in the deck, they're great. I don't know how many of those he'd have.
Yeah, I'd try to be off that entirely. Possibly leaves in the 1 Abrupt Decay, though that one's also pretty mopey.
Yeah. going to Field of Ruin one of Scott's lands. Oh, Scott gets to shuffle. Great. That's good.
Crack that fetch. There you go.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jeff wants all the landfall triggers. He sees he gets his way up to 6 clues. Has the mana to burn through 4 clues.
He's more likely to find what he wants off of a given turn just because he has all these clues, though he's less likely to have the mana to immediately convert into a game win. We're still in the spot where Scott can top deck any number of those cards that convert into a scape shift and have that be lethal.
And there is Assassin's Trophy. And he says, a trophy, Liliana -2, Liliana -2, swing. And Scott says, yeah, that's going to do it. So Jeff Hoogland 2-0 with Golgari midrange is your winner here. And you see immediately Jeff's turning over to the Legacy match where Kent Ketter's on Game 3. We're going to look at Standard, however, where Chris VanMeter threatens to close out the game with his Selesnya Tokens deck. And this looks like this may be where the round is going to end. VanMeter already in a pretty decent spot. So we see Thorn Lieutenant in play, and it looks like we have Vivian Reed as well on the battlefield. And yeah, Scott will lay down the hand. So VanMeter with a 2-0 win as well seals things up for his team. VanMeter's a winner, Hoogland's a winner. Ketter's a winner too, as he's part of the team.
Right. I think that might have been the hardest lineup that they had there, Grixis Control versus Golgari Depths. But hey,